So I'm going to go through the quiz problems. And part of the reason why I'm making these videos is so that you can see how the work should be done. I've seen all kinds of things submitted and it just isn't correct. Please, please, please do not use X for multiplication. We are beyond that. So if you're looking at websites that do that or tutors that do that, don't. Okay. So it's very confusing because a lot of times we have the variable x in our problems. And so if you're using x for a multiplication sign, but it's a variable, I'm not going to know what you're talking about. Okay. So a lot of our math work is communication. And I'm telling you, please, please follow the videos that I supply so you can write it correctly. I don't mean to be mean and nasty, but it's just it's just very hard to read the work when it's not written correctly. Okay? So that being said, I'm going to take the time to go through these problems one by one. Some of them are a little long, so that you can see hopefully a good way to write it out. Now, they're not all going to be the same, and that's okay, but you need some type of organization. For this particular problem, I saw a lot of things done with fractions. I don't really feel that's the best way to do this problem. You can do it that way, but if the work is extremely difficult to follow, I would use an elimination method. In fact, it says addition method, which that's the same thing as elimination, by the way. Okay, you have to know the work. You have to know how to do the work. Okay, so if we were going to eliminate something, we're either going to eliminate the x's or we're going to eliminate the y's. It doesn't really matter which one you choose. I would go with the y's because you have one positive, you have a positive 4y and a negative 3y. So it just makes it a little bit easier with the signs. However, if you went with the eliminating the x's, you could multiply by a negative number to get one of the equations negative. So what we're doing, I'm going to recopy this so you can see it clearly. Um, you wouldn't necessarily have to recopy it if you were working this out for your exam. Your exam's coming up soon, your final exam, but it might help. Okay. So I want the 4y and the negative 3y to eliminate. 12 is what both 4 and 3 go into, the smallest number, LCM. So I'm going to multiply this top equation, the whole thing, by 3, and this bottom equation, the whole thing, by 4. When I do that, I'm going to get two new equations. And I'm distributing here, right? Okay, so 3 multiplied all the way in. I'm going to get 9x plus 12y equals negative 15. And then in the bottom, same thing with the 4, distributing the 4, I'm going to get 8x minus 12y equals 32. Okay, that allows us to add the equations, which that work has been shown in the videos. It's in the book. 9x and 8x is 17x. The 12y and the negative 12y, those cancel out. They add up to 0. That's what the eliminating is. This is the addition part, okay? So that's a good thing. And then the negative 15 and the 32, that's going to be 17. Okay, so you can figure that out. All right, this is a nice linear equation. I'm just going to divide by 17 on both sides, and I get x equals 1. Great. This is much easier than the substitution method, I think, because I'm not going to be able to read that work that you're showing. It just was a mess. I saw some of it, and it was a mess. So please, please look for when you need to use the addition method, and it tells you, use the addition method, okay? All right. That this problem isn't done. Now we have x, but we still need to find y. You have four equations. You could use any of the equations to find y. Usually I take the one that's most convenient to use, meaning it's kind of close, maybe the numbers are small. So I'd probably pick this equation. It's kind of close, the numbers are small. I'm going to rewrite it. You wouldn't have to. I'm just going to rewrite it here so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to put in 1 for x. This is a linear equation that you can solve. It's just a little bit of math. 2 times 1 is 2. You're going to subtract 2 from both sides. This is work you should know how to do. Negative 3y equals 6. And then dividing by negative 3, you're going to get y equals negative 2. Now, we are going to write the answer as an ordered pair. So we're going to write this as 1 comma -2. We're going to put a box around it, and it's good to go. That's how you do the first problem.